Hey guys, it's Salad again, and yeah, I actually made third place at my locals with the Sengoku list that you see right in front of you. However, I've made a lot of changes to this list since then because people are wise to Sengoku now. This was one of those decks that people really didn't know whether or not it was going to be meta relevant or not. And now, ever since the Chinese regional happened, where this actually won, people have been on its radar, and it's not a good look at the moment. And the list actually that won the Chinese regional is way better than the list you're seeing in front of you. In fact, you're going to see some big changes that have happened since then. But just to give you a rundown of everything here, I ran 12 searchers, so we played, or actually 14 rather. We played the Kobe, Suru, as well as the Buddha Sengoku event, along with Marineford. We played the Chump Blocker Rosinante, which has been dumped from this list since then, just a little bit of a spoiler alert, but he was essentially a ramper when we were going second, and he is a blocker, but he's a chump blocker, so he's bad into Pinel. Sengoku and Garp. I know some people like to play less than 4 Garp. I feel like this is really important in the deck, especially considering that we have events or searchers that we can still use on the 5 Dawn turn. I played 2 Sanji because this was a good card for cost reduction later in the game, because our leader effect is a heavy -8, but it's more like -2 after we use all of the big boys that drop down, right? Played 3 Kuzan, 4 Saka, 4 Borsalino. I tried the 4-3-3 ratio. It felt inconsistent at times, so I bumped it up to a 4-4-3 ratio, and it's been working for me since. But again, even this has changed. 4 Mamaragan. Mamaragan's a broken card. You're going to run it in every purple deck from here until probably it rotates out. 3 Admiral Event. This card is a brick early on, which is why I bumped it down to 3. Again, this got changed as well. Beam Sword. Slow Beam. It seems good, but as I've been playing purple more and more, this is really only a card that punishes newer players or players that don't fully understand purple matchups. Good players will not play into this card, I've noticed. 2 Gum Gum Lightning. Obviously, it deals with some characters, and I've been a big fan of this card. Ratio, and this has changed as well. And that's pretty much my version of the list that got third place. My matchups were Green Zoro, Black Yamato, Red Shanks, and I believe Purple Enel. My only loss that day was to Red Shanks, but he was the best player at the locals. So that alone should tell you everything. But let's move on to the other list. Okay, now this is the other list that I've been playing with, and I gotta say, it's really strong. I kind of disagreed with a lot of ratios that this guy was running at first, but having just tested the deck, I don't want to crap on a list that somebody has until I've played it myself and had it in my hands. It's good. Okay, obviously we're maxing out all 4, or actually all 3 of the Admirals rather, at 4 copies each, which to me seemed like we might brick on these quite often, but considering that the deck suffers from inconsistency at times because you don't see certain pieces by your 8 Dawn turn, I feel that moving forward it just makes sense to run all 3 of these guys at 4, even if it seems counterintuitive to the lack of counter power that this deck has. And you can see that we're running 8 2Ks in the form of Sengoku and Suru. We are running 16 searchers. I feel like Todd Howard when he said 16 times the detail, because that is just an insane amount of searching power going on in this deck, but trust me, it works. You're hyper consistent to the point where you're rarely ever not going to drop all 3 of these guys in the game. And I feel like that's a good thing, and you should prioritize that more than just being like, oh my god, I'm breaking in hand. Pentachromatic String. This card, I slept on how good this card was. I can't lie. I looked at this card and I thought, Beam Sword seemed like it would get more bang for its buck. I was wrong. That extra Dawn ramp, pretty good after using leader effect, and you're always having 2 Dawn whenever you drop all 3 of these guys down. Because typically, if you have a Dawn active, which you will with Borsalino, you can rest that. Sakazuki gain 2 active. This card's immediately online, and you're gonna gain a Dawn rested. So let's say you're at, I don't know, 6 after this. After all 3 of these drop down and you use the Sakazuki effect, you're going to go to 7. Now you're at 9 Dawn next turn. Pretty good if you ask me. The 3 Gamma Knife is a bit of a different inclusion. I didn't fully understand why this was at 3 for that regional list until I realized that Penel is still a pretty rough matchup, and being able to give minus 5k to something like a rested 6 cost Penel actually pretty good, because they sit as like a 10, so if you can reduce that to a 5, you can just go, okay, 5 lead. If they counter out, 6k lead, or excuse me, 6k to the Enel that's rested on the board, and then if they still counter out, that's when you go, okay, 1 more, 8k, and it's just a good card. Just Gamma Knife is broken until it rotates or it gets banned, whichever comes first. And then 2 Admiral Event. This is one of those cards that I was like, should it be at 3? Should it be at 4? I never thought it should have been at 2. And then I realized something. This card is completely dead towards the beginning of the game. If you have it at 2, it's still searchable, because we still have all of these searchers. We have 16 searchers. So finding this card is never going to be that big of a challenge. And because we're running the pentachromatic string, it's a lot easier to use this main effect as well and not feel super punished for it. Plus, it still leaves enough Dawn and enough wiggle room for you to use, another pentachromatic string, should you not be able to close out the game. Marineford has been bumped up to 4. This was one of those cards where I was like, it's good. I don't know how good. I feel like if I see multiples of it, I'm breaking on it, because I never want to use the Dawn -1 to rest the stage, draw trash, simply because you don't want to de-ramp in this deck early on. You want to wait till either at the 8 Dawn turn to use this card for the Dawn minus effect, or after the 8 Dawn turn when you start getting all of your Dawn back. Personally, I still think that 4 is excessive, but in my testing, it's not been too bad. And without further ado, I want to go ahead and get some ranked games on the sim this time around, because I know some people don't validate games on the sim if it's not ranked. So here you go. Okay, we're gonna go up against BY Teach, and to be honest with you, I think we take going first, but they have a really good going second curve. I may as well just take second from them to delay the, really annoying and obnoxious 10 drops. But I guess this is right. I'll just go first. Okay, and we get 2 searchers rather, excuse me. We'll keep this hand, because we've already got our 5 Dawn ramp, even though I prefer Garp. And he is deciding whether or not he's going to keep his hand, which is fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and play out the Kobe. And we found Sakazuki, Kuzan, and Garp. All 3 of these right here are good options, but considering Sakazuki is the most important of the admirals, I'm gonna grab him. Put Kuzan towards the top. Hopefully I can find him again, but we'll see. He plays Doc Q, which, sure. I kind of want to play this Kobe first, see what I can find. We found another Sakazuki, which is interesting, but I feel that Marineford is going to be better, because it is a searcher, which means we have another chance to see the Kuzan. We didn't see the Kuzan, oddly enough. Okay, apparently he doesn't want to show up to work today. But before I do anything else, I'm going to go 5 at face. Probably better to sequence the 5k swing first, but it is what it is. He really does not want to show up today, good god. I guess we have to take both Suru and Borsalino here. And then I'm gonna dump the Borsalino that we searched. And I'll pass here. He'll go 5 face, we're at 3 Dawn. Typically we don't want to take life as much as possible, so I'm just gonna go ahead and Mama Ra again. And of course we still haven't seen Kuzan. This is where you get a little bit worried, because he's probably stuck in my life. So we're gonna play the Sengoku, gain 2 rested. Yep, okay. We want to trash. We're gonna keep the Buddha Sengoku event. It's gonna be important to find Kuzan as soon as possible. Trashing one of these Admiral events doesn't seem horrible though. Okay. So now I'm just gonna do another 5k swing, see if he takes. Probably redirects into the dot Q. He does take, which we're okay with. San Juan Wolf, that's actually pretty good for us, because if this was like any other turn, that would have been inconvenient. He'll go 5 here. We're actually gonna take, and what do you know? He's in my life. There's probably like 3 of these in my life, if I'm being honest. Trashing one of these. Okay. So he's gonna want to take the next swing next turn. And then none of these are blockers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go 5-5. He'll take. Perfectly fine. I'll go leader effect here. And we'll drop the Kuzan, Saka, and the Borsalino will play over one of these Kobes. Gain an active and rested. Kuzan gives us 2. And then we can determine whether or not we want to turn this into a 2k swing, which we will. And we're going to ramp with Saka. Perfect. Now, there is an option here to use the Buddha Sengoku event, which I'm half tempted to do, or I could go 5-5 at lead. Considering his hand size, I might just go 5 and then search with the Buddha Sengoku event, which seems perfectly reasonable. Or I go 7 here, try to make him redirect, but that doesn't really accomplish much. I'll just go 5 at lead. Okay, counters with the Burgess, that's honestly okay with me. That thing is a bit of a threat later in the game. I don't want to use the Marineford event, or stage rather, to draw, so I'm gonna go Buddha Sengoku here. Grabbing a 2k and another Buddha Sengoku here is not bad, if I'm being real with you. We can get a lot of counter if we do it this way. And then we can pitch the Garb and search again. There is another Buddha Sengoku and Kobe. Actually, Sakazuki doesn't seem bad here to just grab. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And we'll grab a Kobe. And we'll trash said Kobe. And I'll pass here. We don't want to use Borsalino effect right away, because the tempo does not really call for it. Now, if this was something like Goofy and I was at 1 life, yeah, I definitely would have to use the Borsa, effect. He'll go 5-5. I probably should let this go, but I need as many swings as possible, so I'll give him a 2k here. Now he has a choice here. He can swing with the wolf, which might be bad for him. He will. I don't want to give 2 cards to save, like, 1 body, so I'm half tempted to just let this go. Again, I do need as many swings as possible, but I don't know how bad I actually need it, so... yeah, I'll give him another 2k here. I'm expecting an 8 cost teach here, which he does do. And he gets to choose what's in that life, which is a bit scary. But it's not anything we can't work around. Okay. So, first thing we're gonna do, as my toolbox falls in this room, is we're gonna ramp all the way back to 10. He doesn't have any blockers at the moment, so I don't need to worry about that. Sakazuki, probably reducing this to like a 4k isn't a terrible idea, because I can defend an 8k swing rather than a 10k swing. Yeah, that might be the move. Let's see, so it's 7 to play the Saka. I'm gonna start with a 5k swing. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he takes that. Katarina Devon. Oh, he played the... oh, okay, it was a Boa Hancock trigger. That's interesting. So this is on the board. Don't like seeing that. Unfortunate. I'll go 5 at lead. Probably redirect here, make himself a 7k lead. Or he just pitches a 1k. Either way. He's taken an awful long time to think on this. And please forgive if the games are not like super optimal. I'm in a pretty low bounty bracket because I couldn't get like this application, the One Piece bounty application, working on Linux. So just bear with me there. Probably a bad idea to swing with the rest of these, but I gotta start getting cards out of his hand. Or at least start putting more pressure on life. What does he do here? Doesn't do anything. Interesting. Go 8k with Borsa. He will start being able to do Zehaha. But the funny thing about Borsa is he can't negate the blocker with his 10 costs for Borsalino. So that's nice. He did take another hit. Curious to see what he's got. He's thinking about the trigger. Negate and then blow up 5 cost. So he's gonna nullify the Sakazuki. I don't really think that matters. So I'm just gonna go 8 into 5. I feel like he should have held this so that he could heal next turn, but maybe he knows something I don't. Okay, this is... I don't know if this was a misplay on my end, because he should redirect into one of these. Oh well. Now I just play another Saka. We'll go Dawn minus, put this down. So now that's a 4 if he wants to swing, but then he has to attach a Dawn, which only works if he has Zehaha. We could easily go Marineford event. which I think is exactly what I'm going to do. Go down minus, draw, pitch. Another Sakazuki is funny, but I don't know if it's worth it in this situation. Actually, it probably is worth keeping. He doesn't have that many cards in hand, and reducing his blocker by 6 kinda cooks. Yeah, we're just gonna pitch this. We don't really need anything else. And then we can swing with this Kobe, but then we kind of leave ourselves open if we do that. So instead, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass the turn, use the Borsalino effect now. And now he either has to kill me this turn, or the game's over. And considering that his entire board is not going to be able to kill me as is, I'm at 4 life, he needs at least 5 swings to connect. And that's just not happening. So he'll go Devon. He's going to attempt a 9k swing at the Saka. I mean, I'm free to let this go. I don't need it to stay. Yeah, I'll just let it go. I have another one, plus I have one in hand. And the ramp is not too important at this point. He's gonna go 8 at this Kuzan. Or 10 actually at this Kuzan. I will protect it with an Admiral event. You're gonna have to do a bit better to get it off the board. Because now he has to, I mean, he could attach 3 and then attach 3. You're swinging pretty interesting numbers here, dude. I'll just give you a 2k. Because now if he wants to get rid of this Kuzan, he has to attach 3 to the wolf. Which is a bit ballsy, but I think that's, yeah, he's gonna get it. Unfortunately. Okay, so we do see the pentachromatic string. I might be able to kill here, actually. It is wholly dependent on what he does here. So I think I'm gonna go 9 here and swing. So he's gonna redirect, blow up the Kobe. Not an awful idea, I suppose. The game just might be over at this point. Because now I split Dawn and I have to figure out the most efficient way to do that. I think this is the best way to do it. So we go 6 or 11. He would have to pitch all 4 of his cards and then 11 again. Because he's used leader effect. Hard to say. I could play Saka, reduce something again, because he might be able to kill me if he survives this. I think swinging 7 here would be optimal if I want to survive. So let's actually rest the Marine for stage and see what I top deck. Kuzan, that's whatever, not needed. We'll pitch that. Maybe I leave 2 Dawn up for the pentachromatic. Let's say we swing 9 here. Because he can't redirect, he needs to have 2 2Ks and a 1. And even then, I don't think you do that to get out of this. Let's see what he gets. What did he get? If this is an 8 cost teach from life, that's really bad for me. And I think we'll go 11 here. Okay, I read correctly. GG's to my opponent for playing BY Teach and actually giving me a bit of a hard time towards the end there. Oh lord, Boa Hancock, I don't know what to do against this deck. I think I want to go first. Second might be better. I'll go first, see how that goes. I think this hand is playable. Should be okay. I almost want to starve them, but I know how aggressive they can get. Let's see what we get off the top with the Marineford then. That's pretty good. Damn. I think I want to grab the Garp here. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the Garp here. Hopefully I can find the Borsellino again. And I'll pass. Yeah, sure. I'll go Buddha Sengoku. Guess I'm grabbing a Kobe and a Buddha Sengoku, although I could grab another Buddha Sengoku here. That might be the way. And then I can pitch a Gamma Knife. Because that's not going to matter in this matchup. So if I hit a Gorgon Sister here, I'm fucked. If I don't hit a Gorgon Sister, they just play Zoro anyways next turn, I feel. So I'm going to swing 5. Pray that that's not Gorgon Sister. It's not, so we have a chance. I will go Sengoku Marineford. And then I will pitch Marineford because it's already on the board. And we get Borsellino and Garp. Might pitch a Garp though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pitch a Garp. So Kuzan has not been found yet. It's a little unfortunate, but we'll make do with what we can. It's gonna attach 3, swing life. Hey, all the power to you. So thanks to the Garp and the Kobe in hand, we have a chance to see our curve still. There we go. See? This is why we run Garp at 4. He is incentivized to take life again here. He could counter. I have no counter in hand, however. And I think it's better to actually wait until I have multiple swings I can throw at him. Because I swing now, he could play Borsellino. He could still Zoro heal. I'm really worried about trigger bodies in this matchup, however. So I'm just going to pass here. Amaragan card draw is off, but if we hit multiple trigger body blockers from life, we can go Kuzan, negate 1, and then Amaragan to rest the other. So I know he has a 2k and 1k in hand. Sure. He's going to give Boa Hancock Dawn. And since I know they can burn in this matchup, I'm going to give him a 2k. Life burn sucks. And so now I can turn up the aggression a little bit, because I know he's not going to be able to play 9 cost Hancock, but he can still do something like a 8 cost Teach from life, blow up my Garp. So maybe I lead with that first. I feel like that's pretty good. And then we can reduce this with Sakazuki, making this a negative 1k. Yeah, that's actually the best play. So I need him to pass his turn so that I can play. There we go. Go leader effect. Play out Saka, Forza, Kuzan. Lead with Kuzan. Then Forza. Saka, reduce this. Saka to game 2. Okay, now we're pretty good here. So I can lead with the 7k swing and see what he does. Okay, we walked into a trigger body. It's not the end of the world, but it is like not as favored as I'd like it to be. I know he has a 2k in hand. I could put him down to 1 life now. Don't know how good that would be. What am I at? 6 Dawn. So I want to see what I can get off the Marine Ford event. That might not be worth it. I don't know. I'm not too threatened in this position. I might just swing 5 here. And he pitches a 1k. That's perfectly serviceable. And then I don't use Borsellino effect here. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I shut off that blocker. Who cares? He's got 2 bricks and a 2k that I know of now. He's gonna attach. Wait, I thought. Oh, okay, he attached. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll take Gamma Knife's interesting, but it's not gonna do anything here. I don't want to take this hit, but it's fine. Okay. There's the pentachromatic string. I probably should have used Mamaragan. Hindsight's 2020 though. We'll go Saka and then Kuzan to turn off that blocker real quick. I think I go 7 at lead. That way if I walk into an 8 cost teach, it's not the end of the world. And he'll have to give up 2 cards to protect 1, which is not ideal. He's at a point in the game where he might lose, though, if he's not careful. And I know this deck tends to get bricked up, like really bricked up. Okay, so I didn't walk into a teach. I'll go 8. Because now I want to start getting cards out of his hand. Okay. Now I might go 9 here. Just in case something is a slave arrow and he wants to bounce something back. Now I'm hit with a choice. I can attach 7 and swing 15. Or I don't do that. It's hard to say. I might swing. Yeah, I might swing 15 here. Trying to think of the best way to go about lethal. Maybe I leave 2 Dawn up, just in case. That might be the better play. Or I could go Saka, but then I have no Dawn active. This is tough. Maybe attach 3, swing. Let's do that. Let's see if you got Slave Arrow. To get out of this swing. Is he like trying to mind game me? Is that what I'm expecting? Okay, he just quit. Good lord. And he was so bricked up, it didn't even matter. What, just faking? He's just having a fake out for Slave Arrow? Cool. Alright, and we're gonna get to go up against an emo at I'm not really sure we win if they go second, but we're gonna give it a go. And I feel like I need to have at least a few more searchers, but we're gonna mulligan. We might just lose the game. Okay. I'm just gonna end the turn because we don't have dick to do. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. And he's probably gonna high roll the hell out of me because he's just gonna have everything. I can shut off one of their blockers, which is nice, but Emu is just one of those decks where it has infinite amounts of counter, it feels. I should know, I've piloted the deck during OP16. He revealed, what was it, Mars? Mars kinda sucks. Because they can just blow up our Garp, unfortunately. I think I have to grab the Admiral event because it's going to make closing the game a lot easier, I feel. And then I'm just going to slam their face as often as I can. Take the first life. Okay, he's... okay. I was about to crash out if he decided to counter out of that. That's just not how you play Emu. He plays Saturn. And then I'm sure he's searching for, you know, the combo. Grabs a Peter. So now I know I need to at least swing 2 above, but he might try to keep that Peter in hand. I'm just going to take this life. And I could use the Gum Gum Lightning to gain an active. Simply because it's useless in this matchup. And it ramps. So I might just go ahead and do that. Because now, because of that, I don't even have to necessarily play the Garp. I could focus on getting him down to 2 life. Because let's say I don't play this. He might play Mars anyways, or he could play Warcury. Either way, I'm not too concerned about it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swing 9 here. This matchup's pretty cooked. I have not found any of my 16 searchers. And so now we go to 8 Dawn next turn, but I'm not even sure that matters. Yep, so he plays the Warcury, which is where I would like having a Kuzan right about now. Although we do have Mamaragan. So he's gonna go 5-5. We're just gonna go ahead and counter out of this because I know that they can be pretty aggressive later in the game. And attach 2, that's fine. Thinking about using the pentachromatic string here. Simply because this is a more effective way to just counter. But I don't have my admirals, and I really need to see them. Cool, didn't see them. We did see the Mamaragan, which is nice. So I can actually go... let's go... Saka. Dawn minus. We'll reduce this by 6, so that it's not really a swing that I have to worry about. And I could go Mamaragan here, but I don't know how effective that actually is. I might just swing 7 here, try and get rid of this, Mercury, or just try to even swing into this. Or I could just swing 5, get a card out of his hand, and keep something up for the pentachromatic string. Don't really understand how that helps me here, though. I'm just gonna go Dawn minus and we'll see what we get. Not the worst thing ever. We don't need a Gamma Knife in this matchup, I feel, because everything is a 5k during our turn. And now I'm just gonna probably swing 5 here. Counters out, great. If he blocks, great. Yeah, he's just gonna counter out. And this is where shit stops being fun for me, because now he can just play out, I'm assuming, we just hard plays the Saturn. He did find his 5 Elders, he's gonna play it next turn. I can't clear game, at least not quickly enough. He could play a Peter, try to swing. I'm trying to think of all the things he could do. Yeah, he can play Peter, but he doesn't have 10 or more in trash, so that's actually really bad for him. I feel like I can just counter out of that. And if he attacks with this Mercury, then he's kind of asking for it. Okay. So I did find a Suru. A little bit late to be seeing you, but we're going to try to find... There we go. Found a Kuzan. Works in my favor. I'm going to pitch this Garp, because it's not going to help. And now I am going to use my leader effect. Play out Saka and Kuzan. And we're going to use Kuzan game 2 rested. The Dawn minus. Reduce this. Use both of my Sakazukis to Dawn ramp. Go Dawn minus here. Turn off the blocker. And I kind of want to go 9 here. Bait the never existed. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bait the never existed. And if he takes, that's fine with me. Okay, so he is going to give me the never existed. And now I have a choice to either swing 7 here, which, I mean, all of these are 7k swings next turn, which is super unfortunate, right? But I think I just swing 5 here, get another card out of his hand. Okay, so he didn't give me another card. I'm okay with that. Let's check his trash real quick. Well, after. So he's got Mars, no Nostro in trash yet. But I bet you he's going to discard it for the Elders event. So I'm going to try to find... I mean, do we really need to look for counter like that? I don't think so. I think we can just end the turn here. Because he doesn't have that many swings to try and close out the game. We'll see. So he's gonna trash that. That's fine. Gonna go Shaoria. He must be trying to bump his leader up to a 6k. Because he's gonna trash 3 cards total. He's already used leader effect, so he would have to pitch like... I don't even know. And I'm still not seeing a Nostro. He is sitting on one of these, though. That's good to know for me. Yep, cheats out the Elders. Don't tell me he's going to use it right away, though. Okay, I was about to say. I'll take the first hit. Cool, we get a 2k. That's actually perfect for me. And then we'll pitch this. Getting card draw off Mamaragan in the late game just is so good. He's gonna block her up. Oh, he wants to park the Elders. That's an interesting notion. I might just take this hit, because this Mamaragan and Kuzan are about to go dummy. I'll just take Gamma Knife to work with more. No, because I can reduce this down. I don't know why I would, because this would be... No, I think I want to go ahead and clear game next turn. I need as much Dawn as possible to do that. And then he just sits here, right? Okay. So... I'm gonna start by giving my admirals... What's characters? So I can literally just do... Oh my god, that's broken. So I'm gonna go Dawn minus, turn this off, Rogan, shut off that. So now we're pretty golden here. And now I can just ramp up. Is that what I'm to understand? Okay. So now I have to think about a good way to go for game. Maybe I swing 11 here? Or do I do 13? It's possible I could do 13, 13, but maybe that's not the move. I want to try to fish for cards out of his hand. Let me do that real quick. Let me get a 7 in here real quick. If he gives me a 2 and a 1, it's not like the end of the world. Okay, that's pretty bad for me, actually. I didn't take that into consideration. I'm gonna swing 11 here. You don't got it like that. Come on, what you doing? Okay. And now we're just, I mean, I might just go for it. Let's go 13. And then 11. If that doesn't work out. Let's go. That had to be the worst freaking match I've ever had with this deck, but I somehow won against Emo. Hey guys, that's the end of the video, and if you like what you saw, go ahead and copy this list that won the Chinese regionals not too long ago and play some ranked games for yourself. If you have any other comments or, recommendations for future videos, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below. My name has been Salad.